Hey everybody, Heather from Hooked on Pickin here. We are here just a few minutes late, but we are live. I have some really exciting news to share with you guys. But as you can see, I'm still always in the process of unboxing pallets. So we have a pallet here that we just did from bulk.com of uninspected returns that had like kitchen appliances, bath and bedding, all of that kind of stuff. And so be aware that you've got some more fun things coming. We definitely have our Friday fire sale at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time that we will have this Friday, of course. You guys got the bonus of having an extra fire sale on Monday, mainly because we had so many items in stock. Those of you who love my purses, I'll be putting in an order for purses today, so hopefully you'll be seeing some new purses on the Hooked on Pickin website, as well as some new clothes. I've got some new clothes that I'd love to be ordering as well, and so you'll be able to see that too. This live chat is totally for you guys. We definitely want to discuss some fun things that Paul and I are doing, but the other bonus is that we want to definitely have you ask and answer questions. So we would love to have shout outs from you guys, and then we would also love to have you answer any reseller question that pops in your head. A lot of times people watch this after the fact, and I just chatted with a guy yesterday, Bill his name was, and he said that he watched a lot of the Thursday live Q&As and learn so much. And so that is kind of my goal on my Thursday live chats, is even if you're not on live, that maybe you live streamers will ask the question that somebody will want answered later. So also on live streams, you can also do a super chat, which definitely supports my channel. You can go ahead and donate. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button, because the more thumbs up we get on a video, the more traction it gets for other people to see. And I definitely want this to help everybody out. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this live stream. And Paul's going to sit down and answer a bunch of your questions. So he has got the live chat here, and so he'll be answering all of the shout outs. We actually have a tiny little table today because all of our tables are full of stuff that we just got out of this pallet.
Yeah, they are.
So it's kind of funny. I feel like I'm sitting really low compared to you today. You're like a giant.
Hello down there.
I'm gonna make myself taller. There we go. But anyway, so we're really, really excited today about our chat. So we did something that we have never done before. Do we have a few people online?
Yeah, you want me to catch up with a few?
Yeah, catch up with
hellos?
a few, and then
Deborah says hi.
Awesome.
Layla says, wow, your warehouse is packed. I'm jealous. Laugh out loud. It really is. This is what it looks like right before we get ready for a fire sale. We just unboxed a pallet of bulk goods, and then, you know, what I normally do is all of this now has been priced. You haven't seen the videos. They'll go out
this weekend.
For
this pallet. And so a few of these items might end up early on the fire sale.
They may.
But just because we got so much in this pallet, and we
Right.
can't spread it over just one fire sale. So most of these items will go on next week's fire sale, but we'll probably sprinkle in a few. So if you see next weekend's videos and you go, hey, I've already seen that, it's because you probably just saw it on the fire sale.
This was a little different. The stuff that's on the tables here is Bed Bath & Beyond, and we haven't really ever done one of those.
Yep.
You couldn't have told on the manifest at bulk that it was, but after we got it and started opening, and I'm like, yeah, I keep seeing these different stickers. So a little bit of different things than Target, you know, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So we'll have to move all that around. So yay. Let's see here. Fabby G says, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Susan says, hello, Heather and Paul.
Awesome.
Sarah says, good morning. Susan says, good morning. Raven says, a truckload. Awesome.
Yes, because it was in my thumbnail. She
Yes,
just gave
indeed.
it away.
That's okay.
We're going to talk about a truckload.
Janet, my mother, says, hi from Mama Hooks. Charlene says, good morning, all. Ella J and me says, hello. Christine says, hi, guys. I am hoping for another candy pallet after a slow Halloween. That we're real suspicious about that, just like Easter candy. The problem with Easter candy was if you bought a lot of the Easter candy and then you tried to box it and sell it, you were selling the Easter candy about the time of late May, early June. And so all your stuff's going to melt. So if you could have found a way to be able to keep your candy cool, then you could do it.
That's
but
why last
that
year
would be an added expense. So
last year I think we sold most of our candy boxes during. It was
it
probably
was
like
after Halloween.
yeah, it was like now, so we could ship it and not have it melt.
Yep.
So we'll probably now start looking for candy pallets.
Yep. Shortly after Halloween, I did run across one Easter candy pallet that's still out there, which is a little alarming at this point. So, but let's see
How old
here.
would that candy
How
be?
would that candy be? Let's see. Dana says, first time live. Hello.
Hello, Dana. Welcome.
Sandra says, good morning, you too. Lance says, hello from Ohio. Finally caught my first live. A lot of first live people.
Yeah.
Sandra says, my order should arrive today. Good deal.
Also, just so you know, anytime we do a live stream, I usually post it anywhere from 15 to 5 minutes early on my Facebook page, Hooked on Pickin with no G, just like the sign says behind us. And if you're a patron, I usually post it there as well. So, and every Thursday we do it at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time this time. And then on Friday, fire sales, we usually do it at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so anytime you want to jump on a live stream, that's where you'll find the links pretty easily, or just hit that notification bell and it should tell you on your YouTube channel.
Very good. Let's see. Jane says, hello from Denmark. Zookeeper says hi.
Zookeeper. Is that, do you have a zoo full of tiny children, or is it like you have a million pets?
Maybe they have a zoo.
Or maybe you own an entire zoo.
They own a zoo. You don't know.
I just want to know, because I like the name.
Zaria says, good morning. Ashley says, yay, a truckload. I was expecting this. Where are you getting it delivered?
Okay,
you
so
wanted to start talking about the truckload?
Yeah, so it is a truckload.
Truckload of sorts.
Of sorts. So you know we're in 720 square feet. So he's got to get his caffeine. He's not leaving. Don't worry, he's coming back. 720 square feet is what we're in. We know we can max this facility out at 12 pallets. But 12 pallets are kind of hard when you're trying to still have the space to even film. And so we actually found a place that it's called a truckload. And this is kind of our first big step. We do have a supplier or a person that we work with that if we did buy an actual semi-load of goods that we could store it in their facility. And they have a dock door and the whole bit. But we actually got a truckload of 8 pallets. So I know it's a little bit, they call it a truckload. So I wanted to call it a truckload. But we bought 8 pallets of brand new merchandise, which was a huge chunk of change for us. Normally we spend, I don't know, sometimes we max out about, $1,600 on a pallet, at the most,
Very rarely. This pallet that you see is unboxed here is $551, but it's uninspected returns. So I feel good about what we paid for it. It had a nice manifest.
Yeah, and it was all brand new, and it has toys in it.
Yes.
So that was the biggie. We went through the manifest, and we're very certain we can double our money. And so we're really, really excited about it. But it was a little bit like, whew, we're just spending a chunk of change, and here we go. And they said we're supposed to get it in like 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Our average cost per unit would be about $3.33 is what we had.
Yep.
So, for brand new product, you've got some really nice toys, and then you got some cheapo stuff.
Yep.
And it was a classic manifest. The classic ones have the most expensive stuff at the top of their manifest and all the low stuff at the bottom. So that was kind of neat to go through. So you knew, okay, at this point, did I break even? But felt good. I feel like we can triple our money.
Yeah.
So it'll depend, though. I think we can sell many of the things on the fire sale, but we have multiples of things, so we can maybe put some of it Hooked on Pickin.
And on Amazon.
Yep. Lord willing, they're in good enough condition that they really are brand new. You know?
Yeah, so it'll be fun. This is kind of our first dry run, because if it goes really well, then we might actually start buying semi-loads of things.
This company, a lot of companies that I've looked at that buy partial truckloads, if I'm over 7 pallets, they won't ship it residential.
Yeah, they're actually going to put it on a liftgate truck, which we had to pay extra for. I think we ended up
not much extra.
Well, we ended up having
really
to
not
pay
much.
About $500 more to have them
just
because of the
barely.
residential and liftgate fees, but we got it here, and
Oh, yeah.
most companies wouldn't even do that.
The amount we paid in the shipping is, even with the extra $500, is close to what we're used to spending to get a pallet from bulk sent to us,
or even via trading.
Trading. So it wasn't like it's unheard of,
Yeah.
you know. So you're looking at $160 something a pallet.
Yeah.
So it's still not great when you consider a truckload, but it's not like a 21, 24 pallet truckload. It's an 8 pallet. So, but
we're really excited.
I'm excited about it. I think it was a good buy. Heather negotiated. She's hardball, man.
I'm a shrewd negotiator.
Oh,
So it was originally priced a lot higher.
Oh, you can tell it was originally priced $11,000.
I think the original price was $13,000.
Yeah, well, they came down already.
And then they marked it down to $11,000.
But you know how that's.
And then
Liquidator
we
do
bought
that all
it
the time.
for $6,100. So, yeah.
She's ugly, man. She's vicious. She goes for your throat.
When we go to buy new cars, I do all the talking.
Heather does all the talking.
Paul's too nice.
I don't want to offend the person.
Listen, it's my money, and I want to spend it the way I want to spend it. And so I'm not rude. Well, maybe I am a little bit rude.
No,
they
you're
might
not.
think I'm
you're
rude.
not nasty, swearing, or anything
mean
like
or
that.
Anything, but
you're just like 11,000. How about 5,000? You're like, go. Okay. How about let's cut it in half and go down another 1,000? Okay, let's see. And Deborah says, I hesitated to purchase Bed Bath & Beyond because of the high ship costs of those items. This is pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't have anything majorly heavy. The only concern is there's some glass pieces.
There's a lot of glass pieces.
Now, I have to say the glass pieces, for the majority, are really nicely packed in their original box.
But a lot of the glass items, like we would have glass sets of 4 and only get 3. So that's...
I did notice that.
Yeah, that was a biggie with this one. And so when we went through it, it did have a lot of glass pieces, which we'll probably move on Facebook Marketplace, or we may decide to put a few on the fire sale, depending on how well the actual box that came, you know. Like we got this cool cake dome thing that's glass, but it's super well packed in the box, so we know we can ship it and not have it break.
That's right. Rafiq says, hi, Hooks family.
Hey, Rafiq.
Vintage Vagabond says, hello from Pennsylvania.
Vintage Vagabond.
Deborah says, hi, Rafiq. Rafiq says, hi, Deborah.
I'm glad they're talking to one another.
You bet. Darlene says, excited. Love these chats. We have been thinking about purchasing a truckload. Very interested to hear about your experience.
I am going to try to film it when they drop it off if I have the ability to. Yep. So definitely always ask the driver permission if I can do that. Yep. And, you know, if I'm here, it depends on who takes, if we're both here, then we can film it. But if only one of us is here, then sometimes we can't. But we'll definitely document the whole process for you and let you guys know.
Yeah, this truckload was from 888 lots. And the different thing about it, we haven't found a liquidator like this that you can negotiate on the prices. And my guess is that they probably start a little high. So when you first look at it, I'm like, that's pretty good. But man, if I could get it lower, it would be even better. So like I do that with bulk all the time. You know, they will fairly quickly discount their boxes and pallets.
They don't keep them around long at the regular price.
If you buy it at the regular price, you're most likely going to break even if you know what you're doing. But how much money are you really going to make? So really, when they start getting clearanced out, you're like, oh, here we go.
Well, here's a question. Did you buy this at regular price?
I did not buy this pallet at regular price.
Okay.
This was marked down, I think, 28%. And then I bought this one with another pallet to save on shipping. So I saved another $130 on shipping.
Oh, do you guys remember the camera boxes we did? That was also from 888 lots. So that'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of, that's why we were comfortable buying a truckload, just because the condition of those camera boxes was phenomenal. And we've already made tons of money. We sold almost every camera piece because it got to Amazon and it started blowing out. And then the pieces we couldn't put on Amazon, we ended up putting on eBay.
And some of those sold pretty quickly too.
They sold very quickly, yeah.
So, okay, Fabby G says, hopefully in this chat, I can learn about how to buy a truckload. I've been trying to find out, but it's just hard to get that info from other YouTubers. Well, Fabby G, what would you like to know? and we'll try to be able to explain
Yeah, just
it
start
to you.
peppering us with questions.
Zookeeper says, Vintage Vagabond, whereabout? I'm just south of Pittsburgh. Rafik says, Heather, I am paying for my fire sale late tonight. Good deal. I think we've got about 12.
12 people who haven't paid. Well, I've got 4 orders that people have already paid.
Okay.
So we've got some people that have paid. So make sure you pay for your fire sale. I'll get that shipped. I'm going to schedule a pickup today.
I have to unbox about 3 people that
are going to go on the naughty list because they didn't pay.
2 months, man.
Yeah, we've got a box sitting here that she hasn't paid in 2 months, and we try to give them leeway.
Yeah.
And their name is going on the naughty list. If you get too many strikes, you can't buy on the fire sale anymore. But
Madison says, my first live. Hi, Heather and Paul.
hi, Madison. Welcome. Hit that thumbs up button. What are we at for thumbs up? 22.
Nice. Tammy says, Vintage is just talking to Zookeeper. Tammy says, good morning. Naomi says, good afternoon from Maine. Zookeeper says, I had 2 teenagers and all their friends, and my daughter worked at a pet shop. So I did have a lot of pets, too. Laugh out loud.
Lots of pets and kids.
I got
Yeah, lots of pets and kids. I know. Usually about once a month, we have a pile of high school students at our house.
Ashley says, yay, 8 pallets. That's still a lot. Yeah. We're excited. So we're either going to be really excited for the next month when you see us unbox it,
or exhausted.
Or Heather's going to look really depressed.
Because I lost money on all of it.
Still, she did good.
Yeah.
She did good price-wise. Sarah says, what did you buy it from? 888 Lots.
Yep.
Deborah says, where'd you get it from? 888 Lots. Great minds think alike. Vintage Vagabond says, wow, can't wait to see the truck unboxing. Yep. Sarah Pearson says, the cost is excellent. I feel good about it.
Yeah, we were comfortable with the cost.
Yep. And Heather was working her magic. And
I was back and forth with the person. I called them on the phone. I basically was like, hey.
Yep. I would say she had it on speakerphone so I could just listen in for fun. And I'd say customer service-wise.
Well, the first guy I talked to was great.
Yeah.
But he couldn't help me because my sales manager was working remotely. So I had to be sent to another person. And so the biggest question I had was, can I get this to a residential location? And so that was really funny because in order to get the answer, he just put me like on speaker and hollered to one of the warehouse guys while we were on the phone.
Hey!
So to me, it was really funny.
Can we do the blah, 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 blah?
Yeah, but it was really funny, and he got me all the information. And the cool thing was when he actually needed the quote for that lot, he CC'd me on an email directly with the warehouse people who weigh it and price it. And so that was really neat because I was like, I feel like I'm not being left out of the loop. I'm getting a true number directly from the people who normally do all the pricing for the shipping. So I did feel actually more comfortable. I didn't feel like I was working with some huge corporate environment. I felt like I was working with real people. So
feels like a little bit more mom and pop. I don't know how big of
they
a
clearly
operation. They
must have a large operation because they sell regular sized truckloads as well. You know, so
they've got some big warehouse they have to have for the amount of pallets that they have.
But it was just neat to kind of be involved in a little bit of that behind the scenes. So.
I really like the negotiation angle.
I do too.
I really did like that.
I mean, we have lots of different things that we like about different liquidators. Like B-Stock has auctions, so if nobody else is interested in it, then you get it at a great price, which is what we did with the candy pallet. And then you've got Bulk, who has full manifests and set prices and a watch list, so you can hopefully get a discount on that kind of stuff.
I bet you more liquidators, if they knew how close I was to buying certain things, if I could just get it $100 cheaper, you know. You think about it, well, why wouldn't you put some kind of a way to negotiate online? You know, even eBay, you know, you could do what do they call it?
Best offer.
Best offer. You know, I mean that would have been kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Layla's Adventure says, so mad when I watched Extreme Unboxing, the fireplace was broken. My heart broke for you guys. Yes, I'm a few episodes behind. Yes.
Yeah, did you guys see the medical pallet we did with all the beakers and stuff?
I tried really hard for the show because the producer said, hey, you know, we know you guys box a lot of shoes and clothes, and that's great for your business and all, but could you buy something different each time we come so that we can see that there's all kinds of different things? So it was a bit of a stretch for me, And
we found some fun pallets.
We
though.
did. I thought so.
Yeah.
So
the automotive pallet, literally those exhaust the torque exhaust pipes were listed under toys and games, and I thought I was going to pull out some yellow and red plastic toy, but they ended up being legit and brand new and totally, undisturbed, and we sold them as soon as they hit Amazon. We sold them, I think, for like $400 a piece or $300 a piece.
Well, a lot of
something
people
like
are
that.
gated in automotive. We had just got ungated.
Yeah, like about 6 months prior to that.
Yeah, I think that was it.
So because, we sell a lot of like,
you
can find
the lab equipment.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was the best pallet I think we've ever purchased. Ever purchased. It was so good.
I was really bummed too because we had a friend actually come over and test the thermal imaging camera, and it did work, and they didn't show that. But so I'm hoping that they do some extended scenes and some bloopers on their A&E YouTube channel, because there's so much, like us in the cast, we've been chatting just on Facebook, like in an instant chat, and we were saying there's just so much that they didn't put in the show, with all the filming. And so we're hoping maybe they put some blooper reels or something like that. Also, if you do watch Extreme Unboxing, we're not on next week because of the Labor Day holiday, but our final airing of episodes will be on the 15th. On that Tuesday night, the 15th, we're in the first episode, I know, and I can't remember who's in the second one, but so we'll have one more week, and it's not done. It just won't be next week. It'll be the 15th.
Yep. Let's see here. Susan says, new toys just in time for Christmas.
Yep.
Caitlin says, that's crazy. I just bought my first box 2 days ago.
Awesome.
Sarah says, congrats, Caitlin. Susan says, the medical equipment unboxing was so awesome. It was great.
We finally won one.
Yeah, it was great.
We finally got to win one.
DeLorean Fan 81 says, when/how long before you know if there's going to be a second season of Extreme Unboxing?
I don't know.
That all the cast has been asking. One of the cast members, was it Joe?
Yeah, Joe. From the guy from Arkansas.
Yeah, he sent to the producers asking, and the producers are very kind. They sent Joe a reply, and then Joe sent it to all of us. But just saying, listen, it's kind of not necessarily in their hands. A&E is the one that purchases the show, So
they pretty much are like, we're not the ones that decide, and we can't give you an answer.
Right.
So, and from what we've been told, A&E is holds things pretty close to their chest. So if they do decide to purchase, they're very conservative in even letting that information out.
Right.
And so
so they could cancel us, or they could order 2 seasons.
We have no idea.
We don't know. And I'm hoping for the 2 seasons. That'd be awesome. I'd like another season.
Yeah,
but,
we'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
It was definitely a great experience.
Great people to work with.
Oh, yeah. The producers and stuff were great. And I'd like to do like a cast get-together. That'd be fun, because we never met these people
We
before.
kept talking if we could get out of the COVID stuff. Hopefully, the vaccine will get done. They keep saying around Christmas. And, next August in Las Vegas, they have the ASD Market Week. So you hopefully by next August, 2021 August, then COVID is a thing of the past.
I think they need to do an Extreme Unboxing Q&A.
I would think that'd be cool, because we just had a great time talking to Chuck in the bulk interview.
Yeah.
So we got on a little before we went live for the interview, and we just get to talk, and you get to talk to people that really do reselling.
But they all have different angles. Chuck does less YouTube, but he moves a lot of product, if you notice. Like, he always gets truckloads.
Way more than we do.
Right. And so it's kind of interesting.
He's got employees and everything else, so he's really going for it.
Yeah, and he's genuinely just a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, the reason he does it is so he can spend more time with his family, which is ultimately, I think, why we do it. More time with family, more time in ministry.
Chuck's the kind of, that's a bricks to clicks. Chuck is a guy you could sit and talk with for hours.
I know, I felt like I already knew him.
Yep. I think Blake would be the same way. Is it Knobloch?
Yeah, Blake. And then
I think I could sit and talk to him for hours.
I think you could stick us in a room with everybody, and I'd get along with all of them.
Yep. And you'd get ideas of what you could do,
I love Jessica from Arkansas. She just cracks me up. She's hilarious.
Yep.
And I love her purple hair.
Okay, Rosemary says, wow. Susan says it was on Tuesday. Susan said a lot of bed, Bath and Beyond are closing, so more products should be available. I think you're right
I
about
heard
that.
Pier 1 is closing as well. I wonder if we're going to get some liquidation of them because I like their stuff.
Zookeeper says, where did the medical pallet come from? That was direct liquidation. Is where I bought that from. And there, I think I have bought now about 8 pallets from them. They're a bit of a gamble.
Some of them are crappy, and some of them are great, and then some of them are just middle of the road.
Like that medical pallet, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was that uninspected return medical pallet?
I think so. Almost everything was new, though.
It was beautiful.
Almost everything was
Absolute beautiful
new.
condition. And then I got another one. I bought months ago a vacuum cleaner lot.
Oh.
And I was thinking, well, they were all returns, but
almost every single one had been used. A lot of them didn't come with their filters. So to be honest, to even break even, we just stole all the cords and sold all the cords online.
The cords sold great.
Yeah.
Online.
So anyway. Like the power cords, and so that's the only way we made money. And I think we paid like $500 or $600 for that pallet.
We were able to salvage some, but not many.
We made our money back and maybe $100 or $200 more. It was a lot of work for very little money.
Deb Brick says, "Hello everyone. I'm looking to buy from 888 Lots. Also, it seems like you have to have a reseller or a federal ID number. Is that the case?" Yeah, I think
you have to have a reseller license to do that.
But that's not hard to get. At least it wasn't in the state of Illinois.
I just chatted with one of my consults, and he said in the state of North Carolina it wasn't hard either. You just call your local state tax people. They'll direct you to the right place. Just be aware, though, when you get it, there are rules. Like a lot of times, once you get that number, you have to start paying quarterly taxes, and they explain everything on how to do that. They're going to explain how to get taxes.
They're going to want their money.
So a lot of people get scared about that, but just talk to your local state people. It's not as scary or as hard as it sounds.
Yep. Let's see. Good looking says, question, hi.
I bet they're good looking. He's trying to read it ahead of time so he can understand what it's asking. Did he get auto-corrected? Sometimes it gets auto-corrected.
No idea
All
there.
right.
Decor Moore says, hi. Vintage says, Deb Bricks, you do need a reseller license. Yes.
Yep. But there's lots of places you can buy truckloads that you don't have to have a reseller license.
Dakota says, hi from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Wish I had room to buy a bulk, but I'm currently living in a 500 square foot condo and renting a storage unit for all my stuff. Yep. Storage unit's not a horrible
500
idea.
500 square foot? That sounds familiar. When we were first married, we lived in 490 square feet. 490 square feet was our first apartment. Of course, we were in college, so it was like one of those efficiency. Didn't even have a full-size stove. I used to have to cut the pizza in half to cook it in the stove. It was funny. So, but yeah, that was we definitely couldn't have done any kind of reselling. We barely had enough room for our groceries. So like when I would go grocery shopping, I literally had this bookshelf with doors in the bottom that I still own. It's in my dining room, but we used to keep canned goods in the bookshelf in the living room because there was like no storage on the in the cabinetry. And then the worst thing was they had these cabinets that were above my head. A lot of them were like right up on the ceiling, and I was notorious for leaving the cabinets open, and then they were perfect height to just jack Paul right in the head, and he used to walk into them all the time. So I very quickly learned to keep those closed because they didn't bother me. I walked right underneath them, so that was really funny. But anyway, it was like 2 rooms. Like our bathroom was awesome. You could sit on the toilet, put one leg in the bathtub, and elbow on the sink and touch the door all at the same time. It literally was, you hear about these bathroom closets, it was legitimately felt like a closet. So that was pretty funny. Do we have some more comments?
Yeah. How much did you pay for the truckload again?
We paid $6,100 plus shipping.
Yep.
So
shipping was
$1,400.
14.
Yeah.
13 to 14.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pearl says, good afternoon. Christy says, good morning, Heather and Paul. My question is for Heather. When you first started out, how did you discipline yourself from keeping items you really liked, but really didn't need? Was it an issue for you?
It still is an issue for me. The biggest thing is I have to just continually remind myself, I'm a reseller, I'm a reseller, I'm a reseller. I mean, you'll even see Paul and I when we do videos where we're pricing stuff, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And Paul will literally look at me and go, you're a reseller. Also, I notoriously like to keep lots of clothing And the biggest thing with clothing is I do not keep any more clothing right now because I can't fit any more in my closet. I don't have a huge closet. And so just consistently remind yourself that you're a reseller. Try to keep it separate from your home. But goodness, if you actually legitimately need something, keep it. You're not going to get it anywhere cheaper. And so there have been multiple times, like I've gotten health and beauty boxes that come with tons of hair ties. I've got 2 girls with hair down to their waist, and we go through the hair ties. I'm not sure where all the hair ties go. I think the couch and under their bed eats it. But I keep all the hair ties. So if it's a small item, I'll keep a stash of stuff. Having a separate space is the biggest thing that helped me with not bringing it into the house. And so when we had that separate space, that really, really helped a lot. So if you have a separate space, but just consistently remind yourself you're a reseller. And I don't make a decision on whether or not to keep something until I scan it first. If I can make $30 on it, I'm going to sell it all day long.
Good. I'm 10 minutes behind, so I'm going to try to catch up here. Deborah says, I guess I wasn't watching you when that unboxing occurred. The medical unboxing, that was on Extreme Unboxing.
Yeah, that was Extreme Unboxing last.
First episode.
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
This past Tuesday.
Sarah says, Kristen Townsend, for me, I weigh my want versus how much I want the money from it.
Yep.
And my business to succeed.
That's a great.
Super Nation says, hey, do you think this is expensive? $10,500 for 24 pallets.
No.
Unmanifested pallets from B stock.
Ooh, what's the condition? Is it grade A, grade B, grade
Unmanifested, it's going to be uninspected returns, basically.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Unless it says it's new, but I doubt they would say that they're new. So you're going to get a mix. Most likely you're getting a lot of uninspected returns.
And the hardest part about B stock is look at the shipping costs, because we know a guy that orders from truckloads from B stock pretty regularly, and he said the shipping has gone up. So just check
it's Target.
It's Target.
From Target. So it's B stock Target. So I get on their site quite often. So I'm assuming they're bidding, right? Because I don't know that they don't bid on B stock Target.
B stock usually does auction style almost on all their lots,
right.
Especially the truckloads.
So let's see. I just divide the 24 pallets, the 10,500 by 24. What is that number? Is that somebody do the math for me? I think is that close to like around $500 a pallet? I just spent $551,
and that's with shipping.
With shipping included on an uninspected return.
But
pallet.
our last bulk pallet that we got shipped with this one, we spent about $700.
Yeah.
So if you can be under $800 with shipping per pallet, I think you're going to do okay. But we also knew that this was Bed Bath & Beyond, so we're willing to spend $700-800 a pallet.
We didn't know it was Bed Bath.
Well, I mean, we knew it was better stuff than Target. We did.
It looked like better stuff from Target.
The worry that I have with Target is, are you going to end up with all of those $1 to $3 items? If it's home decor, a lot of times you'll end up with a lot of stuff that you see me do.
I think you're pretty close there. I think you're pretty close there. Uninspected returns, I like to, with shipping, be around $500.
Yeah.
Although, pallet. Like Heather said, I spent $700 on another one because I saw a camera in it that I thought, even for parts, that camera's going to be worth money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not too far off. We have a friend that buys from Target. Look and see, is it grade A, grade B?
Grade A is the best. If it's uninspected, then that leaves a little bit to the imagination. You might get just totally returns and none of it's reusable, and you might have to part out a lot of stuff.
It's a good chunk of change. You got to have the space, 24 pallets,
Mm-hmm.
And don't consider doing something that would be, I'll store it outside.
Nope.
The weather will destroy stuff quickly. So anyway, moving on. Ashley says, do you have to have a reseller license or a business license? A reseller license, you do.
For 888 lots, but you don't have to for all liquidators. We started and sold for years without a reseller's license.
Right.
Because our liquidators...
A lot of liquidators are going to that.
Mm-hmm.
That you need one. Let's see. Linda says, I bought a brown sweater from y'all last Friday and received it Monday. Bought a yellow top Monday night and will receive it today. Thanks for the fast shipping.
It is fast shipping. That's like 2 to 3 days. We're almost like Amazon.
Deborah says, how are they doing with views on Extreme Unboxing? Pretty good.
We're doing actually we didn't check last Tuesdays, but the week before I think we did better than the Jeff Foxworthy show.
Yeah, that was the first week that we did better than What's It Worth. We're definitely not. They show us the top 150 when you go to the ratings thing, and
our highest we've ever gotten was 45.
We got 45 one time.
Or maybe it was 65.
I don't think so.
65.
No, it might have been 65. It's the top 150 shows.
On
Like
that
the top
time
10
slot.
are all the news networks, you know. I think it's Tucker Carlson,
Hannity,
and then you've got CNN, ABC, NBC. You've got a bunch of those shows up at the top, and then usually it seems like it's some sporting events, and then you start working down to shows that are similar, like channels like A&E. And so I think 2 weeks ago we were 75, so we were right in the middle of all that. It seems like they're trying to see if we will kind of take over the audience of Storage Wars.
Yep.
That's the theory.
Yeah.
That I think they're trying to work on. So, and we're consistently beating at least reruns of Storage Wars.
Yeah,
so,
we did do better than the reruns of Storage Wars.
You know, of course they're reruns, so I don't know. Okay. Zookeeper says they should rate who won by percent, not dollars. Yeah. Sophia says, hello, Paul and Heather. Nice to see you during our dinner time. Did you know the fire sale is on 1 o'clock in the night for me? Getting little sleep and missed some because I fell asleep. Deborah says, I love watching you and I'm always rooting for you. I also like Steven and Steph. Great people.
Yeah, all the people are super nice. Yeah.
They really are. Uncle Stumpy says, how do I contact you? Have a question about product?
You can go to hookedonpickin.com.
Yeah.
Signs right behind you, no G on it. Hookedonpickin.com, there's a contact me section in the drop-down menu. Go ahead and shoot me an email. If it's a question that I can't answer in just a few sentences, usually I will offer, I'll send you an email that says, hey, let's do a consultation phone call. Just because I love helping people, I love teaching people. It doesn't cost very much at all, and that way we can use our time wisely, and I can give you a plethora of info. And anybody who's ever bought a consultation phone call, we might have a few people on today that have, you'll definitely get your money's worth because I talk this fast on the consultation call.
She does.
I usually drink an espresso right before a consultation.
You just talked to somebody yesterday.
I did, for an hour.
He
peppered me with tons of questions, and I think he felt a lot more comfortable fast-tracking his reseller business because of that.
Layla's Adventure says, tips for reselling with kids, laugh out loud. Long story short, struggling to do reselling the way I want. Daughter has medical issues. I'm on multiple platforms. I have low prices.
Yes. I had young kids for a long time, and it's definitely a lot harder until they're a little bit more self-sufficient. My youngest now is in 5th grade, and so she's going to school every day. My older two don't. They still remote learn. And so it's definitely easier once you have older kids, but just stay consistent and make sure your shipping and handling times on all your platforms are something that's reasonable for you as a person with a family. So eBay loves to push you into one-day shipping. Amazon, if you do merchant fulfill at all, it's one-day shipping. Sometimes that's just not possible because of family life. You get busy, and if you forget that one-day shipping, it really does damage your rating on that platform. So I currently don't do any merchant fulfill anymore because my life is busy. I'm going to a softball game about twice a week now and driving her to practice and all that stuff. So so with a family, just consider the time. And so go ahead and adjust that time, handling time. Say 3 days before I'll ship it from eBay. That way you don't affect your store rating.
Correct. Let's see.
Yep.
Heather Elena says, is your space getting smaller or full of stuff?
Full of stuff.
How many, I think it auto-corrected, how many deals you having per day with fire sales?
So normally we, on each fire sale, we try to be between 70 and 80 products.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are multiple. So if we have more than one of the same kind of thing, that's included in one listing. So sometimes we do sell up to 90 items, but we'll have multiples of one thing that's the same. So we do our fire sales every Friday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I don't know what time zone you're in, but just do the math there. I think it's a 2-hour difference from the West Coast, and then a 1-hour distance from the East Coast. But so normally every Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we usually only sell the items that you have seen me unbox previously. Patrons usually get an extra video as well, so they see kind of what's there as well.
Very good. Jana Hook says, I love getting items from the unboxings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom gets the fast track. She watches
right.
the unboxing and she's like, hey, that sweater. Can I have that sweater?
I'm like, yeah.
So Mom gets first dibs. Sorry, guys.
my mother's amazing, though. She'll be like, hey, that sweater that had a hole in it that you were going to throw away, can I have it? And I'm like, Mom, I'll get you a nice sweater.
She's like, no, I'll just sew it.
No, I'll just sew it. I'm like, okay, we'll give you that sweater.
You know what, though?
That's my mom.
They have their house paid off.
Oh, yeah.
She is retired.
They're loaded. Millionaires.
No, they're not loaded, but she is the smartest woman I know when it comes to money.
Mom is very good with money.
She is very good with
Zookeeper
money.
says, when I started, I bought boxes with things I wanted. That way, if the box was a bust, I still got something worthwhile. Yeah. Memphis Matt says, hey, Pastor, how are y'all?
Memphis Matt.
I don't know who Memphis Matt is, but hi, Memphis Matt. I'm doing good, buddy. Supernation says, I heard Via Trading is running out of merchandise. I think they always will have merchandise.
Oh, my word. The amount of stuff that Via Trading had, I think they just have less because of COVID.
Yep.
Stores wouldn't allow people to return items for a period of time. So I think they just about 3 or 4 months later, they hit that lull, and I think it's starting to pick back up again. So
it wasn't, it was quickly, because liquidation's a pretty fast game. Mm-hmm. So, but just ask yourself the question now, are the stores in your area accepting returns? If the answer to that question is yes,
liquidation still exists.
Liquidation will start filling up.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden there's a spike in COVID or another like COVID, please dear God no, but if there's something like that and your store won't accept returns, then liquidation will start to go down.
But it usually is delayed by about 3 months.
It is. It'll have a hangover, if you will.
Yeah, so it's delayed about 3 months and then it starts picking back up again. So, yep, because they just shut down all the restaurants again here in Illinois.
I know. Well, for 2 weeks in our area, not in the whole state of Illinois.
Yeah.
We had a spike of COVID that has actually already gone down. Yeah. So, but it's kind of a funky delay.
Okay, you know what they're
that's
doing,
happening.
Though? They shut them down because of
Labor Day.
They don't want it to go up.
They're thinking that Labor Day celebrations will spike it again.
They'll
we had another spike around the 4th of July, so they think that. I still don't think you're going to necessarily prevent people from getting together that were already going to get together, but we can only do curbside pickup.
Well, and the biggest thing,
we're in Illinois, so
the dangerous cases. I mean, we have people around us that have gotten it, but not gotten.
Our leaders like to hold our hand like we are in 2nd or 3rd grade, and that we'll run out into the street.
It's okay.
Unbeknownst.
It's okay.
And we are to pray for our leaders, and therefore we do.
Well,
Moving on.
Before he starts ranting.
Let's see.
What are we up for thumbs up? We're at 57 thumbs up.
57, that's pretty good.
That is really good.
Denise says, want to also to start selling clothes. How many returns do you get back on average?
Whew, well, if you saw my return video, that was all in one day, and I think what's happening right now is I have probably been getting about 3 or 4 packages from the Amazon warehouse every day of overstock, and I think what they're doing is they're cleaning house before Q4.
Right.
Which is fine with me because I don't want to pay extra fees on something that's not going to sell on the Amazon platform. And so I have my account set up to return all of my items after 6 months of sitting on the shelf, because anytime you do anything longer than 6 months, a lot of times you'll pay long-term storage fees. I do believe that's changed to 12 months where the long-term storage fees kick in. But just FYI, you pay higher fees in the months of October, November, December, and January when you send your stuff to the Amazon warehouse. So if you've got 30 of one item, you may want to only send 15. And then if it starts selling out, when you get down to like 7 of that item, then send them in again. Remember, there's always about a 7 to 10 day turnaround from when you ship it from your location to the warehouse before it becomes live on the Amazon platform. But that's one thing I would recommend is just know everything you have sitting at the Amazon warehouse right now is you're gonna be paying a little bit higher fees in those months because of Q4. And I think it's Amazon's way to kind of keep control of their inventory during Christmas time.
Poshmark also has it leans more towards the seller when it comes to returns. They make the person that says they want to return the item
jump through lots of hoops.
Yeah. If they just say it didn't fit, they're like, yeah, explain. Why didn't it fit? So
I mean,
there's
if you get something from Poshmark and it's clearly damaged and you can prove that it's clearly damaged,
Yeah.
then you can maybe get a return. But we get very little. I think we've gotten one return the whole time we've ever sold on Poshmark, maybe one or two.
Very few returns. Now, what we have had them do is instead of them returning the item,
we let them keep it and we just
a
the
Posh
money.
has something set up like that it'll just say, okay, you win. We're not going to make you return it to, the Posh platform. And then sometimes Posh eats the money and sometimes makes us eat the money.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Memphis Matt says, laugh out loud, Pastor, were you just whistling Andy Griffith? I don't know. I work alone a lot, so I hum and whistle, and I can't even remember when I do it, Matt. So
he probably was.
It's an odd thing. So
there's sometimes I walk into his church at the church office and he's talking to himself.
I do that a lot.
He preaches a sermon.
Yeah, it's you gotta talk it out. I'd like to say I'm talking to the Lord, but it's not always that case. I'm just trying to. How does this?
It's either he's practicing or he's lost his mind.
I could have lost my mind.
And he's just talking to people who aren't there.
The kids have caught me humming and talking before too.
Yes.
My secretary's caught me talking to myself. It's a great time.
That's okay because she talks to herself too. Said she's like, I do that all the time at home. So
Layla's Adventure says one day handling and someday handling.
Okay. She was saying how quickly she ships stuff. Yeah.
Paul S says hello everyone. Layla's Adventure says, Mama Hooks, can I move in? Laugh a lot. You can have 2 new grandchildren. Just joking. You seem like an amazing woman.
She is amazing.
Paul S says, Heather, how does it feel to be famous?
The same.
We're not.
We're not. When it was so funny because you know how they talk about that 10 minutes of fame or what was it? And we were just like, yeah, the first episode we got like 6 minutes of fame.
6 minutes. Yeah.
We were on a lot longer the medical pallet episode.
I would say the thing I've noticed when we are on an episode and when they show us on that episode, I have our store, our Hooked on Pickin store is based on Shopify. I look at its analytics, and we will have a huge spike. Huge spike meaning we have normally
100 people,
100 to 150 people a day go to our site, which I feel excited about. There's that many people, but when we're on there, like last Tuesday, we were on both episodes. We had 100 people in that hour go to our site.
Just in that hour.
Now,
so
how many people bought anything? No one.
Well, no, we sold one thing.
We sold one thing. Still, didn't exactly transfer a lot of sales. But at the same time, to me that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It makes me think like, that My Pillow guy. Whenever they're very annoying commercials, but you wonder, do those commercials actually work? I think they do because. We're not even out there going, hey guys, go to Hooked on Pickin. They just see it in the background, mm-hmm. and our
views go up.
Views go up. Our traffic goes up. So I don't know what, like if we paid for a commercial like the My Pillow guy, if you would blow out in sales or not. We
haven't seen a huge bump like even on the YouTube channel and stuff like that.
YouTube channel, no bump at all.
It's been about the same. But I do know that like a lot of you guys like to watch it and a lot of our friends are watching it. So, I mean, we would love a season 2, but we're just thankful that we got the opportunity for one season.
Very good.
Okay, more questions?
Christy says, I love your parents, Paul. Both are wonderful people and we're amazing neighbors. Wow, okay.
Must have lived in Hamel.
Found a neighbor. Super Nation, I went to Via. They're really empty. Even in the other warehouse, they're running out. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
The last time we were there to take a tour, it was packed.
It was
packed everywhere. So good for them. It means they sold a lot.
I do have a promo code for Via and for Honcho Wholesale. If you ever order from there, check the links in the description. You can use those promo codes. So,
Georgia Flip says, hello, everyone. DeLorean Fan 81 says, so glad to see you unboxers get along, unlike other shows. where they're dissing, slamming, and insulting each other. In some cases, full-out fighting. No,
We all
nobody's
get
been
along.
ugly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun, you know. We have, what is it, a Facebook thread?
Yeah. So Facebook Instant Messenger, we're all on there, and so usually every time the show airs, we talk during commercials, and so we make comments, and it's funny to hear like the other cast members behind the scenes info. You know, like when they did the kayaks, if you notice, they're wearing pants and stuff. I guess that must have been like November or something, but they live in Ohio in November, and they were like, it was so cold when we did that, and so they definitely didn't want to tip over in those boats. And so it's fun to hear kind of those little behind the scenes nuggets that you didn't know because you weren't there, and then we get to share some of our behind the scenes nuggets as well. So so we are actually I think on their YouTube channel they've been showing what did it actually sell for. So some of the things that
we have to do filming for that today.
Yeah, so like we talked about what did the bidet actually sell for from our first episode, and so if you go to their YouTube channel, then you can kind of find out, and then what did some of those other products sell for that some of the other cast members were really interested in.
Georgia Flip says, what are the advantages of professional Amazon account versus individual account?
Okay, so if you have an individual account, you're going to pay $1 per every listing, I believe. I think that's how it's set up. Haven't looked at it in a while. I have the one that you pay $40 a month for, and so as long as you send in more than 40 items a month, then it's worth it because you're paying $1 per item. And so you're definitely going to want to send in more than 40 for it to be money's worth. So that's what I would suggest. Just like on eBay, they give you all these free listings up to a certain point, and then once you get the store, it's just more cost effective. So if you're sending 200 items in every month, you're only paying $40 rather than paying $200 for each item that you send in.
Very good. Sarah Pearson says, I found it very frustrating that I had to pay to ship to Amazon, which made figuring out my bottom line very difficult.
Yeah, the more items you ship when you do an Amazon shipment, the better cost effective you're going to get. So I generally try to ship about 20 items or more, and then the average ends up being about 30 to 50 cents per item when you do that many. And so just be aware of that. Now, some of my shipments as of late have been a little bit smaller just because I've been buying uninspected returns. The quality hasn't been good enough to go to Amazon. But yeah, anytime that you can do multiple things at once, it's always better because then it just brings your shipping costs down. But sometimes you can't wait, or you don't want that item sitting around forever, and so go ahead and ship the 4 or 5 you have in there, to Amazon.
Very good. Midwest Mama's Adventure says, it's okay, Paul. I've lost my mind too. That's right. Memphis Matt says, awesome, Paul. I talk to myself a lot, always. Great to talk to the Lord. Amen to that. Layla's Adventure says, my daughter Layla tells her school friends, she's 6, that a famous person on YouTube and TV gave her a shout out, laugh out loud.
Well, hey, Layla.
That's
how's it
cool.
going?
That is
There's
really
another
cool.
shout out for her. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, we were caught up on questions, and we got about 3 minutes. So
all right, so
any other questions? Somebody was wanting questions on the truckload, but I don't know if they ever asked them.
Yeah, so we basically just went to different liquidators to find the truckloads, and the biggest thing is most people who deliver truckloads, they require a dock door. Yep. And for you to have either a pallet jack or a forklift to offload them. Now, if you buy a truckload that's going to have 24 to 26 pallets, be aware they double stack those. I know Via Trading ships loads like that. B-Stock, 888 Lots, they all ship them like that. So anytime you get over 14 pallets, it's usually 12 to 14 pallets, it's usually double stacked. And so you're going to have a forklift to take that second stack off. And so just be aware of that.
Or you're going to have to unstack it.
Or you'll have to unstack it somehow. Like they may be able to pull it off with a pallet jack when it's too high. Like we did a cell phone one that was stacked 3 high. Yep. So you're just going to have to unbox it from the top down. And so just be aware of that with truckloads. Like I said, we called them to make sure that we can get it delivered to a residential service with a lift gate. They do charge extra because that delivery just flat takes longer. They have to take each pallet off individually to get it off the truck. And so just be aware of those kinds of things. It's an extra charge for a residential service and an extra charge for liftgate. So if you're in a residential location, a lot of times with some liquidators, you do have to pay that even if you're buying 1 or 2 pallets. But truckloads, like I said, you can just call them, find out if you can get it at your location, and see what they said. Because, like I said, B Stock won't sell us anything over 7 pallets.
Yeah,
because
seven is our cutoff. They'll sell me a 6 pallet load, but not a 7 pallet load.
Yeah, so because we're a residential location, that's why.
So they really don't want to mess too much with liftgate trucks. Right. I don't know why exactly, but they don't. And then remember, though, if you're going to buy a truckload, you get the best deal across the board in shipping per pallet. Of course you do, you know, but at that same time, they're dropping off 21, 24 pallets. You've got to have the space for it.
And a place to put it where it's not going to get all destroyed.
I know I've heard stories of people say, well, it doesn't normally rain at where we live.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. You know, you'll set those pallets outside, and then, you know, you're constantly checking the weather. You're freaking out of your mind. So you got to have the space to put it in there. You know, I'm just thinking a dry space. You don't want your stuff to get wet, musty.
Well, and here's the thing
funky
too.
Smell.
We have a carport, but we have even avoided trying to do that. We used to unbox in our carports way back before we built this building, but the humidity and stuff still affects the items. And so even though it was covered, the humidity, and because it wasn't like in here, we have an air conditioner, we have a heater, so all of the moisture stays out of the air, everything, it doesn't start smelling, you know, and those kinds of things that are temperature sensitive, like candles and stuff, aren't going to melt. So just be aware of that when buying. Like I'm looking at my space behind the camera going, how are we going to get the 8 pallets in here in a couple of days? And so we're going to have to take down all our tables and rearrange everything and start unboxing some of the pallets we currently have like a mad fool. And selling a bunch of stuff.
Done.
But,
don't worry.
So you have to have the space for it. But hopefully we were able to inform you on how to buy truckloads, because this is kind of a little bit of a first step for us. We have bought 12 pallets before. I think it was 11 pallets in a couple of cases, but it was on a pallet from bulk when we did the bulk tour, of which that warehouse no longer exists because it was demolished by a tornado. But they're, I think, in Lebanon, Tennessee now. But anyway, so... we knew how much space we had and how many we could fit in here, and so that's why we were comfortable with 8. And so hopefully we will see you guys Friday on the fire sale at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time so that you can buy some stuff from us. We might have a few of these items in, but most of the items you will have already seen me unbox. So the video is going to, because we've moved to evening fire sales, the video will guaranteed to be out that morning of the sale, sometimes even as late as midnight to the night before. I know I used to post them around 8 o'clock the night before, the sneak peek videos, but it's going to be a little bit later because I have a child in sports now, so it kind of delays my ability to record that. So we're going to get all that stuff set up and be raring to go for Friday. So we will see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for the fire sale. If you've never bought on a fire sale, I explain how to do all of that right at the beginning of the fire sale. I will post the link to the fire sale 15 minutes prior to the fire sale on my Hooked on Pickin Facebook page and on my Patreon page. So be looking for the link there. You can also just go to my YouTube channel and find it there 15 minutes prior to the fire sale. So we will see you guys all tomorrow night at the fire sale. And thanks so much for all the thumbs up. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins.